Horse I've been following for a little bit, and I think he's dropped down to a mark of 81. Has been running off a lot higher marks in the past recently, and really caught my eye at Chelmsford 11 days ago when not getting the smoothest run through the race, and wasn't beaten that far in only 3 lengths. And I definitely think the handicapper was very fair and dropped him £3 for that effort. And I think with a better run, I think he's a horse that can run well at a decent price.
He's one of the horses to be brought to go to Laytown, wasn't he, earlier in the spring, and he was a winner, wasn't he, on the beach. Do you think the race will be that much more the set of scenarios, or the scenario? Do you think it might be a touch kinder to him here?
I think so. I think this track will suit him a bit better if he's going to be ridden not held right up, but just with a bit more restraint. I think Chelmsford of recent times has been an easier track if you're on the pace and you've got that sort of horse to carry you through the race. I just think he gives me great interest, and first time tongue strap, obviously they feel like they've found something that may help.
Yep. Grey Galleon sports first time headgear, first time set of cheek pieces a day, drawn out in 12. A horse who has got a couple of wins to the name, hadn't actually tried the all-weather until last time when coming here over 6 furlongs. This is the first run over 7.
Yeah, it's done all his racing at sprint trips. That includes 2 victories, 1 over 5 and 1 over 6. The latter of those was in an apprentice race at Goodwood at the end of August. That was off a £5 lower mark than this. As you say, didn't try the all-weather until last time out, and I thought was keeping on that day into 4th behind Lady Dancelot. The way that Grey Galleon finished that day suggests that he's probably worth a try here at 7. They also put cheek pieces on as well. So I'm not necessarily sure that this horse is well handicapped, but maybe the cheek pieces and the extra furlong here might just combine to eke out a bit of improvement.
Okay, George, draw number 1 is Heir of York, a horse who we know plenty of, is approaching a century of runs. It's had a bit of a recent form boost with that hard running on second behind Diocles of Rome here earlier in the month. The horse who, of course, won a little bit earlier today. Yeah,
that was a really good run last time, 17 days ago. And the form's been given a good boost today, as we've seen. And I think he's definitely a horse that will benefit from a strong gallop. I kind of feel that day the winner won the race quite well, and he picked up the pieces late on, literally grabbing second place right on the line. If they go a good gallop, which fingers crossed they may well do for him, that will play into his hands massively.
A decent evening so far. I've really enjoyed. We've seen Oisin Murphy basically doing what he's done most of the year, having a treble. I thought the big race was won by a nice horse and Pipes of Peace, and then to see that Alfredo went and did what he did from what looked a little bit of a compromising situation, we've had plenty to enjoy. And also the Godolphin horse that I mentioned, that Oisin Murphy who rode earlier, Silver River. It's been a night where you'll probably have plenty of pointers for the future.
Yeah, I think it's been a good card. There's definitely horses to follow for the future, and it's been, as we said, it's a strong card for a sort of Monday evening even, and I feel that I really like the Godolphin horse. I think he's very talented. That was only his 3rd start today, and we've seen him a massive improvement on his first 2 starts, so he could be anything.
I think the only course and distance winner in the field, Dave, is Roman Spinner, who's 2 from 3 actually around here, and I think placed the other time, so it does go well here.
Yeah, he's got an excellent record here, 2 victories and a 3 parts of length defeat, so that's a definite plus. I thought that on the strength of Roman Spinner's penultimate start when she was 3rd at Newcastle, that would give her a decent chance here. She's £2 lower in the weights here. Probably less enthusiastic about the run at Chelmsford City last time, but the handicapper's chipped in with another £1 drop in the weight. So yeah, back at Kempton, it's not impossible to see the chance of Roman Spinner.
Okay. And Waqaas needing a little bit of assistance to go forward. This is a horse that you do like, though, George.
Yeah, I think, as I was saying, I think he's a horse that's dropping down into a grade where he's going to be competitive. I know he won in Laytown, which doesn't mean that much really, but I just think he's a horse I've been following. He's been dropping down the weights, and last time at Chelmsford there was reason to believe that he could be competitive again off his mark, and he got a £3 drop from the handicapper, and I think he's definitely one to keep an eye on, and he represents for me the value in the race.
Going into the mid-division, plenty still to go forward. I think just about the first to go forward, that one. Of those at much bigger prices, George, touched on Waqaas, and I think we got down to horses around sort of 16 to 1, Grey Galleon 11s, Waqaas' 12s, Heir of York 12s, Roman Spinner. We talked about the course form. Any of these at bigger odds of interest?
I suppose I thought it was a really good run last time from from Heir of York behind a winner today, drawn very well in one. I think some of the bigger price horses are drawn out wide, and it always is difficult from a wide draw to get in and not lose ground around that bend. So I think he'll run well.
Pace wise, what's the likely scenario? What's going to?
Couldn't find any.
I
I really struggle to find too many horses who were going to lead here. George, have you any?
No, I'd agree with that. The only thing I would say, I'm always with Mark Johnson having a runner in the race in the British Lion. I know he hasn't made the run in the past, but if there was no pace, I'm sure Joe Fannin would go on and keep things straightforward in that respect.
Yeah, horse in the Group 1 colours of the last Lion from a couple of years ago. Final race, and we'll go up with thanks to John Hunt.
Thank you, Nick. Set to go now. All in, over 7 furlongs. They're off and racing. Waqaas was slightly awkward out of the gates there, one of the early back markers, but away well was Mayasa. Mayasa coming through on the rail to help lead. The British Lion is front rank as well. Real Estate's there too, as they settle things down then through these first couple of furlongs. In behind these, Martineo's not that far off the lead, with the Lamplighter just in behind them too. And Heir of York on the rail tracks Mayasa as they head now in towards the bend. So as they make the run down the outside, Black Isle Boys in mid-division, just in behind Waqaas, who's improved a little bit after that awkward sort of beginning. Roman Spinners not that far behind those. Apex King up towards the outside. Apex King now making a shade of progress towards the leaders, and now pushed along is Stonyford Lane as they begin the turn for home. Grey Galleon's at the back end of the field with She Believes, and Martineo is also at the rear end of the field now as Mayasa leads down the straight. Mayasa going comfortably passing the 2-pole, chased still by the British Lion. In behind those is the Lamplighter trying to land a blow. Black Isle Boys under pressure to try and close. Waqaas comes next, but Mayasa and Sean Levy, they remain clear. Moderate late progress from Roman Spinner down the outside. Waqaas is staying on once again. Mayasa now tying up a little bit. The Lamplighter down the near side is coming home strongly. The Lamplighter getting up. The Lamplighter won the last. Tight for second as Mayasa folded. Roman Spinner was staying on quite well. And between those two was Black Isle Boy.
Well, a race which changed complexion considerably in the dying strides. It's the Lamplighter who came out of stall 2 under Nicola Curry, riding the horse for the first time, has won for George Baker. Mayasa, who looked booked for victory for most of the race, who'd led from an inside draw, just tied up in the closing stages, and the Lamplighter down the near side. The second would never have seen, it was tight for second. Mayasa, the long-time leader, would never have seen this one coming.
No, definitely not. It was quite weird because it just looked like given Mayasa was going to hang on in front, and literally in the last, I'd say 50 yards, the warning signals became apparent, and
big time.
The stride really shortened, and even now I still thought it was just going to hang on a bit. Just the last, as we said, the last little bit, the stride really shortened and run out of energy.
There was Roman Spinner in a tie in there for second with Mayasa, who broke well. She's still looking for her first win since that debut at Newbury in July 2017. She got herself into a nice rhythm, got very nicely settled on the front end here under Sean Levy, who looked to have timed it well enough. The Lamplighter, you can see at about 5th there, just in behind the leader.
Yeah, the only thing I would say about the horse in front, I just wonder whether drop back to 6. She's got plenty of speed to go and get a position,
Yeah.
and I don't know if you're going to ride her like this way, and it's not like she's lacking speed. Almost Sean's holding on to her there, so 6 furlongs. If you rode it a similar sort of way, may be her gig to get her head back in front.
Would that be something you'd echo the sentiments of the time before or not? Because given, I suppose this is her second consecutive run over course and distance, and second time she's had to give, well, certainly give best to 1.
Yeah, I can't. Like the run before, I felt that her and the winner got the run of the race, but today she had the run of the race, and she still wasn't able to utilise it. And you can't say it's because she's badly handled. I just wonder whether maybe dropping her back down another furlong will help.
And to give credit, we talked about Mayasa not winning since the first race of her career. The Lamplighter at the 15th attempt has gone in.
Yeah, Nicola Curry's riding plenty of winners at the moment. She won't like me for highlighting this, but she seemed to drop a rein sort of the last furlong.
Yeah.
As you can just see a little bit of a loop, just one side of it. But she's riding with tremendous confidence, and it's really good because this is an important time for any young rider. When you lose your claim, you want to get on a roll, and she's managed to do that.
It was Roman Spinner who in the end took second off Mayasa, who was running through treacle just about in the closing stages. Roman Spinner, who does go very well here. I think that's now 4 efforts, a couple of wins at different trips around here, including over course and distance. I don't think it's been out of the first 2 in 4 runs around here.
No, this is a sort of step back in the right direction. Chelmsford last time was a nice run, and this is better. So there's definitely going to be races to be won through the winter.
Okay, for Mayasa, who was very much out on her own at this point, but was about to be swamped, getting towards the end of the 7 furlongs. But unfortunately for her, the line wouldn't quite come. Roman Spinner was in there along with Blackguard Boy. Sheen Murphy hasn't been able to land the 4th win of the night, but he'll settle for 3, won't he?
Yeah, another good night for O'Sheen. I'm not sure when he's off on his travels, how long he's going to stick around for, but I'm pretty sure it will be a massive thing on his to-do list to get the 200 winners up, because it's a massive thing to do. It's really hard, not an easy thing to do. We don't see it very often, and fair play to him if he does it.
So we'll get the SPs for the last race. The Lamplighter 6-1, Nicola Curry, George Baker. Roman Spinner 16-1 second, Mayasa 2-1 favourite was 3rd.